Hello, Blender. So, you made it to chapter 3. I hope that you're enjoying it so far, and I hope that it's been linear and it's made sense and it's been easy enough. Today, we're going to be looking at aligning our model with our skeleton and our muscle system. So, there's a couple ways you can do this, and I'm going to show you what I found to be the most simple solution to try to align them. So, what I do is I actually bring in a pre-rigged model. I'll align it with my skeletal and my musculature underneath, and then I'll just show you. I'll apply my actual rig. Well, no, I'd actually do it in here. So I'll apply it. So just as a precursor, just so you guys know, if you do have shape keys, to apply it, you would have to remove the shape keys, right? So that's the only kind of catch-22 with it. Technically, you could do it the other way around, where you could move your skeleton to align with the rig of your other model, and then apply this one because it doesn't have shape keys. But you have to kind of make sure it's the same, like Auto Rig Pro for both of them, because then technically you could just apply this one and connect it to the other rig, and it's all the same, like weight paint names and all that kind of stuff, so it'll transfer over. But I've always gone the other way around, and then because even for me, I'll rebind it once I have it like applied, and I apply like my body in that new rest pose pretty much. I'll still reapply it to this because I find that if I don't do that, the deformations and it doesn't line up perfectly, especially around like the elbow or the knees. I'll show you what I mean once I bring them in. But that's just kind of a little preamble, and let's jump in. Okay, and I already have my character prepared, so we'll append it. All right. And I believe, go back, male model. That's me. I'm the male model. That's not true. Okay. Under my collection, dang it, I usually name it. See, this is a good lesson to name them clearly. Because now I have an odd naming schematic, kind of like scheme. Okay, I will also get rid of that. Blade hierarchy, beautiful. I got my skeleton. I got. Where are all the things that I'd like to? I'm gonna turn that off for a second. That's just something I think for. Delete hierarchy. Wonderful. Isn't that just lovely? Wow. Good luck. Okay. And I will just get started. So what I find is easiest is I'll come down. I will turn it from textured to wire. And I will actually turn on the topologized muscles. I'm going to start kind of just slowly aligning them. And another thing that's your call as well is if you want to make it so that your body aligns with your muscles more so, you can go that route, or you can have it where your muscles or your body or your muscles align more with the body, and you can expand them and kind of properly get them in the right shape. That's the way I'm going to be going. Okay, the only thing I don't like is I find his arms are a little tight in, so I'll have to kind of play with the lats to kind of bring them back, but we'll start that off. Okay. All right. And luckily you should not have to worry about the other side. Dang. My guy's got some very long arms. You know what? This is actually a good lesson too, so let's make sure everything's aligned. I should have kind of done this a bit before. That actually looks pretty good. So I'm not going to worry too much about that part, but I am going to make him a little bit taller so that his head actually covers that. I'm not going to actually move that part too much because I can tilt his head forward. And why don't I actually do that now? So that, actually, let's make sure that's in front too for all of them. Okay. Because that'll tell me if he actually needs to get a little bigger. He needs a little growth spurt. And I will usually try to align the... You know what, why don't I try that, and then we'll see kind of why I'm doing that. Because I think I'll have to tilt them down a touch. And you know what, I'm going to do something maybe... That I try not to do too much. I think I can make him a little bit more petite again. If you do hear dogs, I apologize. I swear the dogs in my neighborhood do nothing but bark. Passionately. Okay. I will not worry about that right now. I'll come back to that. I don't think I've had that issue. But that's good. That's what you want. You want issues you've not had during a tutorial. Kind of the dream. That's also how you make your tutorials much longer. And you got to remember too, his arms were up in the A pose, so like this would have been higher, right? His shoulders would have been raised, so it is okay to bring it down a little bit. Now, I'm not going to go crazy, but I definitely will. And this guy's pretty jacked, and there's a reason I did pick him, because I think it'll be a bit easier to see the deformation. And proper deformation, especially if they're kind of very in shape. You know, because I have a little bit more room. I think I will continue to bring it down just a little bit more. Doesn't look crazy, still looks pretty good. Okay, oh look at that! Crazy. It fits. For the most part. And I'll kind of keep that close as an approximation. Let's see how we're doing there. This also comes really in handy. Arm stretch, because it kind of lets me manipulate. Particularly, like already, right? Like it's crazy to me how, like this guy has a humongous deltoid as well. That's another thing. This one does have like, I prefer these the deltoid all as one unit, and the pectoral kind of like I showed you. And another thing I really like too, though, is the fact it comes down in that V shape, because I find that sometimes when it's just a rounded off pectoral, it will snap the vertices at the bottom, and it's hard to get it's hard to deal with well. Where with this, this helps kind of get rid of that problem, because it's more of a slower slope down. More gradual. Okay, and length's pretty close. I'm just gonna over a touch. I'm not too worried about the toes perfectly fitting. I will though bring it back. And I might have to bring his... Actually, well, this one I think will bring too much back. Oh, that's not bad. What's it doing up there, though? That's not what I want. Okay, just want the booty back. And you bring them all back a little bit. And you will tweak them a little bit out of their original shape, right? That's something I just kind of accept a little bit. I'll bring it forward just a touch more. Okay. And I hope this is easier than you guys anticipated. I hope it's a lot easier than you would have assumed. Okay, let's see. Stretch. I think I'll bring his foot back just a touch more. And this is kind of that, once again, that give and take of, technically it's very close, but I don't like that the full bulk of that seems to be behind. Well, that's forward. And I think I've maybe run out of leeway. Yeah, I'll be more prone in that instance to bring all this a little bit forward. And funny enough, I'll have to pull that back even more, right? But and then I'll also be bringing that back up. But then once again, this guy's pretty jacked, right? So you might be thinking, wow, like, oh, and a couple points I did want to say from the last one to this one that'll be good to know is that I deleted one side of the sterno. You already know the name, right? And I apologize for the dogs barking. Once again, their dogs are very active in my neighborhood right now. Okay. And so another thing I'll say too is that in the video from last time, the sternocleidomastoid, I took away one of the sides. It's part of the central like core of the body that I will just use the same endpoint for each. So you can keep both of them. So I'd mirror them like I showed you as well. Okay. And I might even actually bring it in just a touch, because once again, it'd expand with the way his arms were out. So maybe around there. And with that, I will also pull that stuff around. Yeah, you have to be pretty comfortable kind of and I will actually clear that one to its original post. Funny enough, yeah, it seems to fit way better now. Okay, now we're getting the full, and you'll find it's kind of a tug of war, right? Overall, I'm quite happy with how that's starting to look. Just want to make sure that they kind of align quite well. And you might, like, I'll jump out of a wire mode at some point as well, just to make sure like the elbows line up and all that kind of stuff. Pectorals popping. And once I have this side pretty well where I'd like it, I will just mirror it. And overall, those portions of the body I'm pretty happy about. Now, I'll fixate more on the hands because I will have to bring fingers in. Let's try that to start. Try something like that. And now I will be kind of a little worrisome what I'm about to do, but it will look okay, and it's a bit of, once again, the compromising process of what we're doing here. And his fingers were very spread, right? But I'm going to change the shape of his hand a little bit. And this is where, like I said, technically I could align the hand. That's the only part, is I will have that. I will probably take that down. We'll keep that as is for now. And just get it close. Not perfect, but still quite good. And these are pretty good for aligning. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that because and just once again, you can make it pretty approximate. Because I could always tweak it and bring some parts back and bring some others forward and whatnot. I'm getting a pretty good gist of how it's going to look. Okay, and a lot of this, once again, will be rectified. You know what? Let's take it off this. When we actually start converting the muscles. Now probably we'll tweak that forward. I'm going to bring that a little bit over. I'm going to bring that a little bit back. Yeah, I'll tweak that and kind of move it in post, because technically we're touching on both sides. And we'll move things around to also fit within his actual body, right? This is just to kind of get it semi-aligned. Okay, the hand still looks pretty normal other than that. Yeah, that figure's huge. Got some poking, but it's quite close overall. It might seem like there's a lot of flaws, but that's a very good start. Give me a little bit more length too, which is great. Eyes are pretty close in the socket. The mouth is quite close. Everything's closer on here as well. Now, if I remove the Retopo, and the skeleton, might have to bring that part up a little bit, but once again, I have the shape over there. I can always adjust that a little bit too in post, or after I have my converted muscles, and I'll probably retweak that a little bit. So with that being said, actually just one last check prior to me. I'm happy with that alignment. If I bring that up though, what you're doing is right. So see if I bring that up just a little bit, what do I do to my hand? I think I'll be okay. Just a touch. Just something I think I'd like to do. That does a lot to the fingers though. You know what? Yeah, I'll just do what I said I was gonna do. Okay, copy pose. Paste pose flipped. And let's take a look. His neck be looking a little long. Yeah, I think I have to keep it at least there. And that still fits that quite well. I think it makes the pectorals look a little more organic too. Okay, and how much does that take off my hands? I don't like changing body proportions too much. Okay, what if I try the opposite approach and I look at trying to bring his head down just a little bit? How much grace do I have for that? Not much, huh? Let's see if that would even do anything, really. I don't know if it would do very much. But that's also kind of where they align. Yeah. Like, that really is the anatomy of the skeleton I have on this. Technically, it's showing that so maybe that's an idea. Or maybe I can meet that a little bit in the middle. Because then I think I'll have a bit more leeway to bring it up. Fingers align a decent bit. I can tweak those once again in post or after the fact. Okay, yeah. Gonna do one last pass through. See kind of how the skeleton sits and everything. Make sure my muscles align quite well. Yep, those align. Shoulder does align. Overall that aligns, other than I can fill it out a little bit. Okay. And that's just the rigging, or I'd have to weight paint that to be proper. That's why that's being super odd. I might actually have to rectify that. But I will do it in a bit of a workaround way, where I will delete all groups, just add back in the head. That's the only one I'll need it connected to anyhow. That's my bad. I should have tried to rectify that prior. Actually, a much way easier way of doing it. I should have just done it like that. Okay. I'm going to delete all groups. All right. Delete all groups. Delete all groups. Okay, that's all connected again. I know it might look a little goofy in some ways now, but we will be able to fix that. Okay. Apply. Just go through all of these and do the same. Apply. Okay, and that one I've already applied. Actually, before I do anything with this though, so let's make sure. Yeah, all seems to be good. Okay. All right. Now, if I delete hierarchy, I might get rid of. And the reason for that is I also need to go through and disconnect the parent relationship. Object, apply all. Now, when I remove these, it should be okay. It shouldn't move any. Let's get set. Okay. Oh, where did my one eyebrow go? Okay. Now, the only thing I will rebind is the... Actually, I will just rebind it all. Actually, I should not need to outside of the body. That is correct. Okay. Okay. Now I'll go through and I will add okay, now that's all attached to the rig, but this one I am just going to rebind. Throw, bind. Let's take a look. It's a good sign. Obviously more to be tweaked, but overall pretty good. And a lot of the fine-tuning will happen once we start converting. We'll get things more in its place. Obviously we'll have to tweak that too. In a nutshell, that is how I bind. And I'll kind of do one or the other. I'll either push the skull in a little bit, I'll, different parts like the collarbone or whatever it might be, and then or I could pull the chest out a little bit, right? Like here's a bit of a unique like a collarbone structure up here, right, where it seems to come in a little bit more than I've seen other ones. And I'm actually going to build out his traps a little bit more as well. Looks a little funky right now, but it'll look much better soon. Oh, I think that's so cool. It's like an X-ray. Like, come on. Okay, so just to give you guys a little bit of overview, so we've aligned the body. Now we're going to start converting the muscles, but while doing that, we're going to kind of tweak them to fit the shape of the body, right? And then I'll fine tune some of the hands a little bit more as well, and I'll kind of, it's converting the muscles, but it's also really kind of fine tuning the shape of the meld for both of them. And the bulk of the work really in regards to the alignment is done. Okay, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys for chapter 4, which is convert your muscle. Probably the part you're most excited for. Okay, bye-bye.